Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Lucky Life podcast, where we create our own luck and design the life of our dreams. I'm your host, Melissa Merk. Let's dive right into the episode. I'm probably going to re-record the intro. We're trying things out right now. Anyways, hi guys. Welcome to the very first episode of the podcast. This feels so weird to me right now. I've never used this microphone before. Just so you guys know, there is a visual component to this podcast as well. So if you ever want to tune in and watch the video, I'll have a link to the YouTube channel in the show notes. I think that's what it's called. I am still learning everything right now, so bear with me. Since this is the very first episode, I thought I would give a little intro into what this podcast is going to be about. When coming up with a name, I wanted something in the realm of lifestyle. I didn't want it to be too niche because I, like most people, am a very multifaceted person. I have a lot of different interests and I want to cover a wide range of topics. I do believe our mindset is key to designing the life that we want. I think we have a lot more power over it than we think sometimes. And I would say my biggest goal in life is to just be the happiest, healthiest, best version of myself and to help others be the same. And so I feel like Lucky Life kind of encompasses all of that and is still broad enough that we can kind of like jump around into different topics. Quick little intro into me, just in case you found me through a podcast platform and not through one of my personal social channels. So I've been in the content creation space for over 15 years. I started my YouTube channel in 2008 and I've been doing it full time for about 10 years now. I've also had a bunch of side hustles during that time. So I started a clothing boutique with my cousin for a hot second. I also had a candle company. I was signed with a modeling agency here in Vancouver for a while and did a bunch of work through them. I've also worked with Much Music, doing TV commercials, digital online segments, I suppose. And my most recent venture has been into holistic health. I recently got my certification in holistic nutrition, so I haven't fully decided what I want to do with that, but I'm just hoping to incorporate my knowledge into my content and maybe take on clients at some point. Haven't really decided. But yeah, so we'll definitely be covering business, social strategy, health and wellness. I'm also very single at the time of this recording, so we'll definitely dive into dating and relationships. And I also just love having deep chat. So psychology, religion, astrology, manifestation, all of the things. I'm also a beauty girly. I love skincare, hair care. So yeah, we'll definitely be covering a lot of different topics on this podcast. I plan on doing a mix of solo episodes as well as bringing on guests. So if there's anyone in the Vancouver area that you would like to hear from, let me know. You can send me a DM on my Instagram. It's just at Melissa Merk. Probably have a link to that. Is it the show notes? I need to figure this all out. I think that pretty much sums up me and the podcast. I'd been thinking about starting a podcast for a while now, but just never really got around to getting started. I honestly thought the setup was going to be a lot harder than it was. I literally set up everything in one day, which was yesterday. I came up with a podcast name, I made the cover art, I ordered the microphone, I set up the account, and now we're here. But I think another thing that was holding me back was just the feeling that I was getting into this space too late and that maybe it was too saturated. I also always hear people say, like not everyone should have a podcast. And what I say to that is anyone can have a podcast. You get to decide which ones you want to tune into. So I don't know why that triggers some people. And I think if you really want to do something, you owe it to yourself to try. This podcast might fail. You might fail at whatever you want to do. But at the end of the day, it's never a failure. You're going to gain life experience. It's always better to try than to wish that you did. And I really don't think it's ever too late to start something new. If you want to pick up a new skill, maybe you want to get fit, travel somewhere, start a new job. I mean, there's 80-year-olds on TikTok going viral, getting brand deals. I see grandpas in the gym getting the fittest they've ever been in their lives. So what's your excuse? I also feel like society puts a lot of pressure on people to follow a certain schedule. And I'm a millennial. I feel like my generation was the first generation to kind of step away from that. I definitely think a lot of millennials still feel the pressure to, get a degree, get married, have kids, stick to one career for your entire life, blah, blah, blah. I never did any of that. And honestly, I'm so glad. I really have just stuck to my own path and my own timeline. And I think that's a lot more common these days, which is great. You can really pivot at any moment. You can go back to school. You can make new friends, get a new job, whatever it is you want to do. So yeah, I'm really glad that people are heading in that direction. I really think everything happens when it's supposed to, but at the same time, you need to take action on what you want to happen in your life. So that's just a little reminder for the day. I wanted this to be a quick episode just as an intro. I haven't fully decided on the schedule for when these are going to go live. I think episodes are going to be released every Monday, although I do post YouTube videos on Monday. So I don't know if that's going to get a little hectic, but I love Mondays. I feel like they're a fresh start, they're motivating, and I think listening to a new podcast on a Monday is just a great way to start the week. So I think that's going to be the plan. There might be a change in schedule later down the road. We'll see. I mean, maybe I end up changing my YouTube schedule. Yeah. Thank you so much for tuning in. I can't wait to chat with you guys more on this platform. If you have any requests for the podcast or constructive criticism, I'm all ears. Just send me a message on Instagram and I will be reading those. Hope you guys have an awesome week. I will see you next Monday. Until then, have a lucky life. Bye. I don't know if I like that outro. We'll figure it out. Okay, bye.